So what are we looking at here? This is my antenna. This is just a regular old antenna. Let me pause this video right here. You can see my cursor. Look, I'm pointing at these wing nuts. All right, these are wing nuts right here. Because this right here is an old, very old antenna from like the 1980s, where it still had antenna input. Well, my house has coaxial input, so I have a adapter right here. That's just a coax or RF to antenna adapter. It costs like $4. These have to be replaced once in a while because age sets in. You know how it is. You just connect that right into the antenna. Boom, boom, and your signal comes out through here. Now, I think we know how an antenna works. An antenna just picks up the airwaves. You know, here it is just sitting here, and the airwaves are all around us. Now, I've got trees back here, but in the front of the house, I don't really have trees. But in my backyard, there's some trees. There can be a time of year when these leaves are full, and my signal is not as good on a couple of channels, but that doesn't happen anymore. This antenna it's very good at picking up reception. So let's take a look at what we got going on here. This is how my antenna is hooked up. You just connect it into the coax right here. Now it's on a pole that I actually, look at that close up. Boom, wing nut. Boom, wing nut. Coaxial connection, coaxial cable. This coax existed from when I had Dish Network. If you take a look at this pole right here, this pole is my old Dish Network pole. This is where the dish was actually attached to. There was another one attached to it. And this cable just comes from the antenna. It was already installed for the DirecTV, Dish Network, and it ran across right here up the side of the house. Now, I don't use this box. This is different cabling. This is the cable that comes in. Now, this is the Comcast cable box. I actually own what's inside of this box. This is my house, not theirs, and I've got it all connected into run through here. And right here is every room in the house. Okay, every room in the house runs through this cable right here. Okay, it was set up this way when the house was built, and I'm going to refill this summer now that I've got everything connected again. Just take some foam insulation spray or something like that, keeps bugs out. But anyhow, I just run it right through here, and then it's going into every TV in my house. Every room in the house then can run on this antenna. And that's actually pretty amazing because a lot of TVs. This is the device I'm using. Forgive the TV in the background. I'm actually watching it here. This is the Aluratek. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Aluratek. What do you call this thing? Digital TV Converter box. It's got a dual tuner, so I can record and watch a different channel at the same time. Now to record, you see this on the front here? I know that's not quite as clear as it could be. To record, it records to a USB. This right here tells you your channel. This is a channel up and down and a power button. Now you also have a remote. Don't worry about having to get up and go change the channel on your box. Have a remote control. And this thing is great. It actually puts out in 1080, which my TV is. It says HD antenna required. Now, I'm not using a new antenna. I didn't go spend a lot of money on an antenna. I have an old antenna that I got given to me by someone who was like, well, I can't, I'm going to get cable. And I was like, well, I don't want cable, so let me have your antenna. Well, they gave me their old antenna that fulfills the requirement for an HD antenna because it's just an antenna. I could use aluminum foil on a stick. As long as it's 3 feet long, I'll get what I need. There is a parental control that you can set up, so you can actually, control what channels folks can watch. This is what our device actually looks like. Let's take a look at this thing. There's your channel up and down, power button. This is a display telling me what channel I'm on, which actually, they have a different description for the channels in the guide that you can bring up a channel guide. This is great. I'll show you that here in a second. But anyways, here's my flash drive USB. So let's take a look around at the back of it. And I know the lighting is not the best, but you can see right there, here is my my coaxial coming in. This is coming in from the wall plate for the cable outlets. And then here's my HDMI out. Now the reason I have this right now is because the coax input on my TV just got broken by someone pulling, and it yanked the cord out of the TV, but it pulled the coax input from the TV as well. So check out the quality I get with this. Okay, hold on. Let's get the camera right. This is decent quality stuff. I mean, this is coming through in 1080. I know it doesn't play through the phone, but it comes through in excellent quality. And that device was simple to set up. I mean, there's just a power cord, a coaxial input, and an HDMI output. That's simple. But what's the result of all that? Well, I got this going for me right here. I'm sitting here watching the NFL playoff game. You take a look. I was telling you about the guide that's included. Take a look at what this is showing me here. I can see what's going to be on for the rest of the day. You know, at 9 o'clock, NCIS Los Angeles. 10 o'clock, East New York. I have no idea what that is. WJHL News, in depth with whoever, game time, weather. You know, this is actually really great. I can switch over to a different channel and take a look at what's going to be coming up on that channel. So it's like, okay, let's get a switch here. This tells me that, oh, this is getting set up to record. Yes, I'm almost set up to record this program. Although, you know, I don't know if I want to. You can set up the channel you want to record, the start day and time. It's like the old VCRs, but easier. And I don't have it on a tape. I have it on a flash drive. So let's take a look at what else we got going on in here. I want to switch this channel. Forgive my shaky hand. It is difficult to do this with a remote in one hand and a phone in the other. All right, we're going back into the guide here. All right, let me aim. I got to get the camera up here. Sorry about that. Okay. So we're back into the guide here. 60 Minutes, news, CBS Weekend Report, blah, blah, blah. What's coming on ABC? Paid programming, then the news. What's coming on Antenna? It looks like Benson's on right now. And then Soap for 2 hours. And then Designing Women for a while. Family Ties. This is just a few of the channels I get. Here's Cozy TV. What's coming up on Cozy? The Munsters. Harvest Time. Munsters. Frasier. I love Frasier. So anyways, that's just a few of the channels I get. I actually get a total of 37 channels on my antenna. It comes through with excellent quality on the TV. I can get these small guides if I want just info on the channel that I'm on, that I'm immediately watching and what's coming next. But this is all wonderful. Okay, now this is where I'm pausing. Okay, I have paused live TV right here. Paused live TV over antenna. It's paused because the USB is recording. So I'm going to hit play, and it'll tell you I'm into the time shift, and I'm paused and watching stuff that happened, I don't know, 17 seconds? What's the delay here, like 10 seconds? Okay, it's 10 seconds delay. This is showing me on the bottom here how much of a delay I have between real time and, you know, I can fast forward and skip all the way ahead here if I feel like. So I'm going to fast forward and get back to real time. Skipping ahead. I am fast forwarding. I'm rewinding. I'm pausing. And I'm watching the football game over antenna in HD. I'll be able to watch the Cowboys game. I'll be able to watch the Super Bowl. I'll be able to watch everything. I love this. I no longer have any need for cable, and I hope this helps the rest of you decide I don't need cable anymore either. So you can switch over to an antenna like mine. You can go to a garage sale or a junkyard and pick up one of these. I mean, okay, I got to straighten out some of these things on the antenna. This is a very old antenna, but I just grabbed a pole. I attached my antenna to the pole right up here at the top. I attached my connection for my coax. I ran that through the house's cable system. The antenna is attached to a pole that was put in by the Dish Network folks, and they already had cable running to the house. I want everyone to try to at least think about switching over from paying the cable company. I don't have a clue what they charge right now to get channels, but to my knowledge, it's probably going to be about $80 just to get the basic package of like 100 channels, most of which are shopping networks and such. For me, I get all the major networks running through this that I set up. This was set up by the cable company, and I just had to reconnect everything. So give it a shot. You might find yourself going, hey, I can watch all of the football games except ESPN. I'm sorry, ESPN is not an antenna program. But yeah, get yourself a nice old-ass junkyard antenna. One time I used a coffee can as an antenna. I got a video somewhere where I set up a coffee can to use as an antenna out here, and it worked like a charm. I had a coffee can, I put a hole in it, I stuck the coax into the hole, just a tiny little hole enough that it's permanently connecting itself to the metal of the coffee can. And then I held the thing, pointed it in different directions, and picked up channels using a coffee can. Because anything works as an antenna. If it's an antenna is a receiver, there is no such thing as an HD antenna. Don't spend extra money because it says HD on it. You might want something that, I don't know, I don't need a booster for this. This is an antenna. I have good, clear picture using that antenna with that tree coverage. It's airwaves. It's radio frequency. It's old technology that's been around for a very long time. Your grandparents were using an antenna in the 1940s, and this does the exact same thing. So, good luck with your endeavor. I hope you decide to switch over and stop paying the cable companies your hard-earned money.